humanitarian crisis.
This is one of the few moments I have seen on a major network discussing the reality around these protests. Now, Sunny's often the voice of reason on these panels, so it's not surprising to hear this coming from her. I am a little more surprised by the Whoopi Goldberg clip that I'll get to later. But first, I just want to bring up some things before I get to that clip. So there's some recent comments here from the Special Rapporteur on Human Rights for the UN, Mary Lawler. So she writes on Twitter here, I'm hearing disturbing reports that students face suspension if they don't end their peaceful protests in Columbia University in the U.S. This is a clear violation of their right to peaceful assembly. Yet, this is the narrative that is being supported by the vast majority of media I'm seeing cover this. They are perfectly fine with this sort of action. Their issue is with these students as opposed to what the Israeli government is doing with the backing of the U.S. government and massive corporations that these students are calling to divest from. It's important to recenter the conversation around what is actually at stake here, the actual rights that are being violated. And I saw, this is just an image, but I think it tells you a lot. Over 200 zip-tied Palestinians found executed in a hospital, and you were upset at our protest. So I covered that news in one of my videos last week, I believe, when I first discussed these protests. It is, the ongoing atrocities we are witnessing, and the focus right now is on college kids that are sitting in tents. Like it's remarkable. Also, they should be concerned, as the media tends to be, about the chance that Biden has against Trump. He is not doing well here. Biden's handling of Israel-Hamas war, these are more recent, this is more recent data, April 18th, 23rd. Only 28% of people approve. 71 disapprove, and it's even higher disapproval at 81% for 18 to 34-year-olds. Biden won the election in 2020 largely because of young people. The very groups right now that he is both not even ignoring, but spitting in the face in as he continues to support and uphold Benjamin Netanyahu and this crazy Israeli government in their ongoing mass atrocities. This is only hurting him, and it's only helping Donald Trump, which Netanyahu is very eager to work with. So this, again, it's so clear who's on the right side here that just seeing again and again this BS fed to us, whether it's about the campus protests, whether it's about what Biden should or shouldn't do here, is disturbing. Last thing here before I get to the Whoopi Goldberg clip. This is posted by Katie Smith. Columbia University faculty link arms and form a wall in front of the entrance of the Gaza Solidarity Encampment as hundreds of students encircle both lawns. Students remaining in the encampment were told they could face disciplinary action by 2 p.m. So the faculty also standing with these students. And this is, again, something you are not often seeing or hearing when various media organizations are discussing these campus protests. Here is the rest of Sunny's clip and then Whoopi Goldberg's comments as well.
What we also don't talk about, I think, enough is that for some reason, the discussion against Israel's policies, which the UN has called war crimes, which the International Criminal Court is investigating as war crimes. What we don't say is these are people, these are civilians, and we must protect them. Even President Biden at this point has said, you have gone too far. So it has never been in my life, in my career, the criticizing policies of government is equated with anti-Semitism. And that, I think, is comes from the far right. It comes from the authoritarian leanings where they don't want students on these campuses to voice their opinions because they want to change the narrative going forward. And I think we have to be very, very
Since I haven't said
that.
anything, I'm sorry, I do have to do this. It is one of the great rights as an American to stand up and say something's wrong. Mm-hmm. Regardless of what your color is, if you're a woman, man, doesn't matter. And we must teach our people how to be on the lookout. Part of our problem is the media takes what is the best clickbait. So you see the same posters or you see the same people, but you don't see the folks who are doing peaceful stuff and saying, here's what we want to do. I would caution the media to be very careful about what they're doing and how they're handling this, because what they seem to be doing is pushing a narrative that people are pushing against, which students are pushing against, which I'm thrilled to see, because I like when students get mad and say, we want a change made.
Whoopi Goldberg there. Incredible. I have it. It is, look, I've been covering Random View clips for years now, occasionally. I don't often see Whoopi Goldberg come out on the progressive side of an issue. I'm not saying she's right wing, she's not, but she's definitely more in her circle elitist, tends to be a little out of touch with what people are fighting for and what the actual issues are. But fantastic job here discussing the importance of protest and how media shifts narratives by focusing on, you know, the crazy stuff that they find as opposed to the vast majority of what is actually happening. Again, I shared some of that in my video, the Hope and Despair thumbnail there from Friday. Just some amazing moments that a lot of people are not seeing, especially that speech that is from that older lady there who, anyways, watch the video. there's a lot more there, but really good to see that. And I can't help myself. I got to say one thing about what Sonny there said about Joe Biden. Yes, Joe Biden has somewhat, at times, privately apparently, and occasionally, rarely publicly, has somewhat criticized the Israeli government, kind of. But the U.S. government, the White House, has so much power over the Israeli government in terms of weapon sales, in terms of money. They continue giving billions of dollars to the Israeli government that they are then using to continue this ongoing ethnic cleansing in Gaza. So, you know, as a rhetorical device to try and get more Democrats on board to understand what's going on by using Joe Biden, okay, I get that. But let's not pretend here that Joe Biden is doing everything he can to stop this, because he simply is not. And that goes to why his poll numbers on this are so damn low.